Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. We're going to cover a couple of stories today. We're going to go over the miners versus Bitcoin this week. Bitcoin's having a little bit of a comeback, but we'll look at Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, see what's going on there right now on Sunday. And then we're also going to take a look at Bitcoin only. Everything else is a security, as Gary Gensler has stated in an interview, I believe. So we'll look at what he actually said, and then we'll also take a look at Wyoming. They're protecting private keys, so we'll get into that story as well. We'll keep it kind of short and sweet today, and we'll call it a day. Okay, so as always, you guys know the drill here, not financial advice, for entertainment only. I'm invested in following coins and companies for full disclosure, and let's get into the markets and see what's going on here. So let's see here. Where are we? Right there. So Bitcoin right now is getting close to the end of the month here. We have a couple more days left in the month. I think 2 more days, and then we're into March. So February looks like it's going to be a slightly green month if we can finish it out the way it is right now. You can see it here on the chart. Bitcoin is up a little bit here on the month. It is up 1.11%, so slightly up for the month right now. We had a great month in January. We were up 39.92%, so expect it to be a little bit of a pullback here. Not much, but it's still looking like we might have a green month nonetheless. Okay, so if we look at the daily or the weekly, you can see here that we had nice 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks up, 2 weeks down, 1 week nicely up. We were up 11.43% last week. This week looks like we're down about 3.72%. So not too bad, but it's still down nonetheless. Now on the daily chart, we can see here that the RSI is starting to come back up a little bit. Bitcoin is now below our support at 23,800. That's going to act as our resistance for the time being. And we can see here, let's take a look at the daily lines. So right now it is battling with the 20-day moving average. The light blue line here is the 50-day moving average, and then the dark blue line is the 200 weekly moving or 200 daily moving average. The 200 weekly moving average is way up here. If we put that one in as well, we can see it's right now at 25,124 roughly. Okay, let's take that one off. So right now we are kind of battling with that 20-day moving average. If we look at the 4-hour chart here, RSI has come down off of its lows here. It is starting to come up to 45. The good thing is that the RSI is same spot as it was back here. So we are a little bit lower on it, but it is going up. On the 1-hour chart, we can see a little bit better here that the RSI, if we look at it from the bottom here that we had, which was right around here. Let's zoom into the RSI. There we go. The bottom was in right here. And you can see here that the RSI was going up a little bit and then kind of trading sideways while the price was going down. The good part about this one is we kind of went up a little bit here and the RSI has continued to trade sideways while the price has been going up. So that's a good sign there for the time being. So where do I think it's going to be going here shortly? I think we're going to be kind of battling with this 23,800 mark here. We'll see if we can get above it. If we don't get above it, we are going to be falling down potentially to our other line here at 21,300, which is down here. We'll kind of bounce in between here and potentially go back up. Some are saying that we still may hit 30,000 by the end of the next 4 to 6 weeks. It's possible. I'm not saying that it isn't, but right now we're kind of in this limbo, I guess you could say, with the inflation still kind of being hot, everything else that's going on in the markets, and just the way things are right now. I think we're going to be in this, like I said, I think at the beginning of the year, that we're going to be in this kind of no man's land, possibly for the next 6 months until the end of the first half, until we get some more signs from the Fed as far as which way they're going with interest rate hikes and everything else. When that cools down, I think that's when we will actually start doing much better in the second half of the year as we get closer to the halving event of Bitcoin. Okay. So right now, I think it's a good time to buy on the dips if you are dollar cost averaging in, like I am. Once we start finally getting into this next bull rally, I think that will pay off quite nicely. So I am buying in as I can on the dips here. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ethereum here as well. Ethereum is at 1,629 right now. It's up a little bit, 2.19%. Bitcoin is up 1.25% on the day. And you can see here that also Ethereum is kind of battling a little bit with the 20-day moving average as well here on the chart. There we go. You can see it, the yellow line right there. Look at the 4-hour chart. RSI, let me see. RSI has been coming down on the daily. Oh, we had a nice little dip here. The only good thing is RSI peaked right here on Ethereum, and it has been coming down while the price is actually up higher. So that's a good sign on the daily. Okay, 4-hour chart, it's looking the same kind of like Bitcoin is right now. We are getting a little bit of a peak here. And last time we were back here and the price was up a little bit higher on the 4-hour chart. Looking at the 1-hour chart, RSI is now looking a little bit overbought. Last time we were at the overbought territory, it was pretty close here, but we were much higher at that point. However, we saw the same thing with Ethereum as Bitcoin, where it bottomed out here, was back here. Price, RSI was kind of flat here. Price was going down. We had a little bit of a reversal here. Now you can see that RSI is kind of flat, but the price has been going up. So that's a good sign there as well. Now we're not going to talk about the miners because the miners don't didn't do anything over the weekend. Let's talk about the network hash rate. That has gone up a little bit, down a little bit to 303 million terahashes from the peak that we had here of 320 million. And that's on the 7-day average. If you look at the 1-day average, came down pretty nicely here to 227 million. So a lot of miners have been shutting down for some reason or another. Could be because of the winter storm that we've had come through here through the United States. And that might be the reason why they're possibly curtailing to provide more electricity to the grid so people can keep their businesses and homes warm. Okay, but the long-term projection is the network hash rate is going to be going up. Let's take a look at our first story here, which is on Gary Gensler. So Gary Gensler classifies any crypto token apart from Bitcoin as a security, including Ethereum and others. So this was, I believe, he had a conversation someplace or with somebody, and this is being picked up right now. And here's what it said. So Gensler's note: according to Gensler, everything else apart from Bitcoin has security characteristics and needs to be registered under securities laws. Everything other than Bitcoin, Gensler noted, you can find a website, you can find a group of entrepreneurs. They might set up their legal entities in a tax haven offshore. They might have a foundation. They might have lawyered it up to try arbitrage and make it hard jurisdictionally or so forth. So he's talking about all these other coins out there. Gensler also cautioned investors that most cryptocurrency tokens would not survive long term. They might drop their tokens overseas at first and pretend that it's going to take 6 months before they return to the US. So kind of like getting rug pulled a little bit here, which we've seen with some coins, some projects as well. And then he continued arguing, but at the core, these tokens are securities because there's a group in the middle and the public is anticipating profits based on that group, which is true. So the one thing with Bitcoin that is kind of set the market up for success is that Bitcoin, when it was originally released to the public, there was no pre-mining, there was no giving out shares of Bitcoin or anything to any group, individuals, or anybody that contributed to the project in the beginning. That is what differentiates it from everything else. Everything else that came after it, they either had a pre-mine, they had coins set aside for the developers, everything else from that. And I think that's the reason why. Right? If you think there's other reasons as well, let me know down in the comments. But I think that's the main reason why Bitcoin has survived this long and why it's not considered security right now by the SEC. I think that's good news for Bitcoin and the miners, right? They're definitely betting on the right coin to go forth, appreciating value over time as more and more people use it, adoption, and we also have the supply and demand crunches. It's going to go up in value as time goes on. So that was good to hear there. And then Wyoming. Wyoming legislature passes bill protecting Bitcoin private keys from courts. This is great news. Hopefully this gets adopted throughout the United States, all over the world. And this talks about your private keys with those coins. So the U.S. state of Wyoming has passed a bill that protects its citizens from having to disclose their private keys with a singular exception. Having now been approved by the state Senate and House of Representatives, it now simply needs to be signed by the governor in order to take effect, which is going to be around July 11th, I think that's said on the down below, right around July somewhere if it gets signed. The bill states that no person shall be compelled to produce a private key or make a private key known to any other person in any civil, criminal, administrative, legislative, or other proceedings in the state that relates to a digital asset, digital identity, or other interest or right to which the private key provides access, unless a public key is unavailable or unable to disclose the requisite information with respect to the digital asset, digital identity, or other interest or right. So basically what they're talking about there is you have your private key and then you also have the blockchain information, right, for that basically key. As long as they can get the information from the blockchain and see what's going on, where your transactions were going to, things like that, you don't need to provide your private key information. If they can't see, this is the way I'm understanding it, if they can't see that information, then you might be forced to provide that. So I think probably like any private blockchains, or and what was it, Zcash is one, I think that's supposed to be really private. There's some other ones as well. Maybe those might fall under this, where you wouldn't have to potentially provide that private key if you're being investigated by any of these identities or entities. Okay, so I think this is actually really good also. Now, it does not specify that it would be only for Bitcoin keys, so it will also apply the same to private keys utilized as decentralized identities or any other use cases. So that's good there. Like I said, except for ones that are really privacy focused or something like that, trying to hide your information, trying to skirt the laws, launder money, things like that. Anywhere things like that are taking place, those are the ones that are going to be affected by you possibly having to provide your private keys. So that's it. A couple of new stories here that we just covered, and we'll see how things pan out. But we're seeing more and more regulations coming into play as time goes on. Some good things, some bad things. But overall, I think we're heading in the right direction with everything in this market, especially being with Bitcoin now and 11, 12 years into it. And things are just, starting to roll and improve. We're going to get more regulations, I'm sure, either this year or next year for Bitcoin, blockchains, everything else. And that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing because it, one, protects the consumers and provides some guidelines for people to operate in, other companies and things like that. So that's it. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, see how it did this week against the miners. And we'll also take a look at here really quick is now that the Bitcoin network hash rate is around 310 million, based on the 7-day averages. We're also looking at electricity at 5 cents per kilowatt hour. And we're looking at the miners that are between 100 terahashes and 180 terahashes. And then looking at Bitcoin right now at 23,000 roughly, you can see that pretty much everybody here is in profit right now, all across the board. Even if Bitcoin went down to 13,000 right now, they would still be in profit right now. So I think there's no really concern for the miners currently. But if Bitcoin goes up in value, network stays the same, it could be at about $10 if Bitcoin gets to 47,000. If we're looking at 41,000, that's about $8.27. And this is after their electricity costs are included in this. So I think right now the miners are in good shape, but we'll see where the network hash rate goes. That's going to affect things, obviously, for us. If Bitcoin network hash rate goes up to 350 million, you can see that they are still profitable for the most part at 23,000 right now. Bitcoin goes up to 40,000. Well, then or let's just go to 30,000 because it's going to take me a while to get to 40,000, but 30,000, $4.08 on the 100 terahash miners. Some of them have the 140 terahash miners. Those are at $7.17. So we're still looking good there. Okay, next, Bitcoin versus Bitcoin miners for the week. This is the chart up here that shows us how much the coins or miners have gone up in value since they bottomed out. That's the green bars here. The red bars are how far away they are from their 52-week highs. TeraWulf is up 23% from the bottom, up and still 94% away from their top. Bitfarms is up 192% from the bottom, 74% away from their top. Mawson 135% up, 92% down. 138% for DMG, 64% down. And Bitcoin is up 45% and 52% away from its top. Sphere is up 86 and 84% away from the top. Argo is up 358% so far and down 84% from its top. Riot is up 80% and down 75%. Marathon up 114, down 79. BitDigital up 139, down 70. Course Scientific up is huge, 626% and 97% down. So they're still way down from where they were. They have gotten pummeled here in the last couple of weeks, months with going with Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They were down to like, I think 3 cents at the bottom here or something like that. So they are quite up from where they were. DigiHost is up 371%, down 63. CleanSpark up 58, down 80. Hut is up 109, down 75. Hive is up 96, down 77. Cypher is up 284, down 62. And Iris is up 176 and down 84. So they still have a long ways to get to their tops here, and obviously that's going to mean a lot of percentage gains here to get to that. So as far as Bitcoin this week, Bitcoin has, we'll just look at it here where Bitcoin is right now compared to the others. For the 1 week, on the 1 week chart, let's go to this one. There we go. Bitcoin is down 7.72% on the week. These miners are better than Bitcoin. DMG, Mawson, Bitfarms, and TeraWulf. TeraWulf is actually being positive this week, up 7.94%, whereas some of the other miners are well, they're down more. Sphere is down 10%, along with Argo, Riot, Marathon is down 13, BitDigital is down 14, Core is down 15, DigiHost is 16, CleanSpark is down 18, HUD is down 18, Hive is down 20, Cypher is down 22, Iris is down 24. Now, I did go a little shopping here at the end of the week when things went down. I did buy some more CleanSpark shares and basically went below my average, dollar cost average price for them. So I bought some more. And if it dips down some more this week, I'll probably buy a little bit more here, along with possibly Bitfarms. And there's a couple other miners that I'm looking to get into, possibly Riot and some other ones as well. We'll see if I'm able to actually pull on those. So that's the 1 week time frame. Let's take a look at the 4 weeks really quick. Bitcoin, where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin is down 3.32% on the 4 weeks. We got TeraWulf is basically flat. Sphere is up 3.62. Bitfarms is up 3.7. And Iris is up nicely 25% from 4 weeks ago. And the following miners are down. Marathon down 5%. Core down 9. DMG down 9. Riot down 14. Argo down 14 or 16. DigiHost is down 18. Cypher down 20 along with BitDigital. Mawson is down 21 along with CleanSpark. Hut 8 is down 26. And Hive is down 28. So Hive is the worst performing here right now. And let's take a look at the 8 weeks. On the 8 weeks, I think we're going to be looking a little bit better here than we did on the current ones. So Bitcoin is up 33% from 8 weeks ago. The ones that did a little bit worse than Bitcoin are CleanSpark is only up 30, Argo up 16, Mawson up 14, TeraWulf is flat from that period. And then we got Riot up 37, Hive is up 46, Sphere is up 60%, Marathon up 63, BitDigital up 73, Hut is up 78, DMG 80, Cypher is up 90, Bitfarms is 102%, Iris 120, DigiHost up 184, and Course Scientific up 325%. So that one has definitely done the best here in the 8 weeks. If we look at the 12 weeks really quick as well, Bitcoin is actually up only 32% from 12 weeks ago. CleanSpark is up 29, so a little bit less than Bitcoin. TeraWulf is down 43.8%. TeraWulf, we know, is going through capital or cash constraints, and they're going to be diluting some shares. That's why this stock has tanked in the last couple of weeks here, and we'll see if they can get above that. Marathon is up 33%, Sphere is up 34%, Hive is up 39%, Riot is up 40%, Mawson up 48%, DMG 54%, Hut 63%, Digital up 69%, Cypher 88%, Iris 101%, Core Scientific up 120%, Bitfarms 124%, Argo 139%, and Digital Host is up 180%. So when we scroll down here, we can see that we had pretty nice couple weeks here in January. Since the beginning of the January, basically, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 weeks going into the beginning of February as well, where we were pretty much in the green for the most part. Then we had so far 1, 2 red weeks. We had 1 green week in February as well. So we'll see how this continues going forward. It is nice to see that we are finally starting to get some consecutive green weeks in a row compared to where we were here at the basically the third quarter of 2022, where things were mostly red here with a couple exceptions of some green weeks partially mixed in there as well. Okay, so that is it. We'll see what happens later on this week. We're still waiting on a bunch of miners to provide us with their Q4, or what are they going to call it, for December ending quarter. And then, well, we got 2 more days in February. Then we get into March. We will start getting some more updates from the miners as well on their February production. February production is always going to be a little bit less because there's usually 2 days less in that month. So we're going to take that into account as well. And we'll see where they ended up at as far as how much they were mining. So stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And also the spreadsheet is available to my Patreon members. Thank you everyone there for their continued support. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of Sunday, and then we'll see what happens this week. Until then, bye.